USA. I was gonna play Freebird, but I don't have Freebird. I was gonna do a little Freebird. USA, man. How about this? They had never won 2 gold medals in hockey in a single Olympics. First time ever. Brock Nelson is a third generation. His 1960, his grandfather and uncle, Billy and Roger, and then in 1980, I guess that was his Uncle Dave. I think it was Uncle Dave, cousin Dave, Dave Christian. That's all. And today was the anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, and Aruzioni was there. And Michigan has a guy, Colin, who I've met. Colin, who's somebody at NBC Sports, and Colin and his son were there at the game today. And his son saw the bronze medal, and his son had a picture with Mike Aruzioni. I loved that they honored Goudreau with, and my buddy Lanker said, would he have been on the Olympic team? I said, I'm pretty sure he would have been on the team. I just got a great team picture of all the players. Love it. Love it. Look at that. Love it. Love it. I got that one. I got some Goudreau. Yeah, look at this. Showing his, well, I got to clean it up a little bit. So let's clean that up before. But Goudreau, they gave him they carried around his jersey. His wife and his son were there. I think his dad was there. It's tough. It's tough that that's never going to go away. And yeah. But yeah, look at that. Always being respected. And Rob goes to me, can you imagine if they won on the USA women won in overtime, which USA women, I mean, that was a hell of a game against Canada. They won in overtime. USA women, golden goal, USA women hockey. And I'm blanking on her name. Golden goal. Who got that goal? And she grew up near my friend Milton. Golden goal. Yeah, Jack. No. Megan Keller. Megan Keller had the one. So they went in overtime, and the men a buck 41 in. And I worked out the whole time. I was like, I'm gonna do a workout the whole time. I'm gonna, keep it going and everything. And listen, USA got that goal in the first period, which was a beautiful goal by who got the goal for the? Who got the goal for the? Was it Boldy? Was it Boldy? Is that who I said had the first goal? I have all my Cal McCarr, Matt Boldy got the first goal. Cal McCarr, beautiful on the weak side. Connor Hellebuck, 41 saves on 42 shots. If it wasn't for Connor, I agree with Eddie Olczyk. It would have been like 4-1, and they get the win. I was so freaking happy. Dan Fournier was on the other day. Great show. I want to get him on. I'm supposed to be having on tomorrow Mr. Gluck, but we're getting a shitload of snow. I don't know what's going to happen with everybody. They said we could get 18 to 24 in the city. We'll see what happens there. Jack Hughes had two chip teeth, and Michigan goes, well, I would probably wait till after my career to get the teeth fixed. On the anniversary of freaking Miracle on Ice, they honor Goudreau. I talked about that. Canada, gold or bust. That's what they always said. Brady had 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. His brother Matthew had 6 assists, a +5 rating. Quinn had the game winner against, what was that, against Sweden? Yes. He had a goal, 7 assists, 8 points. The 7 assists were the most in a single Olympics, most by a defenseman in a single Olympics by American player ever. And Jack Hughes led the team with 4 goals. He had 3 assists, 7 points. Yeah, the Quinn brothers. It's going to be, wow. Yeah, shots on goal in the first was 8-8. Second period, 19-8. And they were getting outplayed. 14-10 in the third for Canada, 41-26. And they ended up, they didn't get a shot on goal. USA got 28. Binnington did not have they didn't really test them a lot. I felt after the first period, they kind of it looked like a Ranger game. They were just playing to survive. There was a 4-minute penalty. I think they had 5-on-3. The Canada, which they thwarted the Americans, and it was just, you know what was going to go on. It was beyond stressful. Watching Michigan watch the game was beautiful. I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch her watch the game. And yeah, USA, A-OK. Yeah, it just, and she set the alarm. I was like, Jesus, 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. I don't want to be up right now. I want to wish Fern, Teddy's wife, a happy birthday in Cali. We're going to wish her happy birthday later. I saw that Hal's son. So Hal had on the back of his car, which I thought was pretty cool. They had the Little League opening day, and it was beautiful. That's not the picture I want to show. Yeah, check this out. This was what the kids were on yesterday because he's near Houston. So the NASA thing I thought was great. And then he sent me this. My cousin sent me. I thought this was what he sent me. God damn it. Can you? Oh my God. It's like amazing when you can't get things to open up the way you want it to. Yes, Texas men's swimming and diving just won its 47th consecutive conference championship. That's not a typo. 47th consecutive conference championship. Crazy. Michigan lost to Duke yesterday. Really was shooting bad. I am not a fan of. I told this to Milton. I said I am not a fan of what the hell's his name, Ellie Cadeau, and he said he's shooting 40% from three. This is what they said about Michigan. They said only take from Michigan Duke. Weirdly, it should give Michigan fans confidence to beat Michigan. You basically need a front court as good as theirs. And who said this? As good as theirs, and not many teams can match them, and pray they can't hit from three. On top of that, think UM will be just fine going forward, which Aaron Torres. And I don't disagree about that. I feel like if they do that, then they should be right. They should be pretty good. But yeah, they actually made it a 57-56, and then they got blown out. Well, not blown out, but they didn't come back at the end. UNC won. They're 21-6. Seton Hall didn't score for like the last 7 minutes and held on yesterday to win their game. They got 19 wins. I was like, really? Seton Hall's got 19 wins? I love that ESPN isn't working. I just love that it's so slow that it can't even work. Like you press it and you're like sitting here and being like, oh, okay. So let's just take an hour for it to work. Yeah, and now the Olympics, the closing ceremonies are at 2:30. Lakers are playing the Celtics. The Knicks came back from an 18-point deficit and beat Houston. That's a bad loss for Houston. Can't blow 18-point leads. And, of course, Brunson hit some big shots at the end to win it. Yankees scored 20 runs, and I'm getting into it with Barnes. I'm like, Barnes, it's preseason. It's spring training. I'm not going to get into where they scored 20 runs. And I know Spencer Jones hit a home run, and Aaron Judge hit 2 home runs and all this stuff. And he says we're the best pitching staff, arguably, and all this stuff. What's up there, Tony? Yes, gold medal. Gold medal. Yeah, that was crazy yesterday. And what did I see yesterday? Oh, yeah. Kentucky, 19, not good in the conference since their coach took over. I wanted to talk to Brandon about that. Brandon has a podcast, which I subscribe to. So let me give Brandon, not Brandon Furtado has one too. But my buddy Brandon, who was checking in on me because I hadn't done a show, and he was like, hey, everything okay? I go, yeah. But he has a show, and it's called Two Player Dadcast. It's actually a pretty cool picture right there. So give him props right there. Good morning there, Rob. Good morning. Yeah, your Knicks came back yesterday. I think Mets won yesterday in spring training. That's as much as gold for the men and women. First time ever. Great game. Phenomenal game. Fantastic game. Superb. And then Michigan's cousin Sammy, I saw Dove Kleiman, who always posts a lot of shit on Twitter. He said Richardson is younger than Shador. Richardson is younger than Chuck. Richardson is younger than Caleb. Richardson is younger than Nix. Don't give up on Anthony Richardson. And I went, dude, Sammy, Michigan's cousin Sammy, who were going to the wedding, where's at ESPN? I said, Sammy, that was your fucking tweet. And I said, dude, and he said, yeah, people have been and not giving credit. So he's posting this like this is like his thing and everything. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. So I called him on it. I said, that's bullshit, dude. Yeah, I said, hey, Dove, stop stealing other people's stuff. At least give credit to the person. Lame, dude. Very lame. Yeah. What a douchebag. What an asshole. That's what I said. An asshole. Asshole. So, yeah, Ohio State's playing. Yeah, so I didn't know that Seton Hall was playing that good basketball because they've been so up and down lately. But they held on. We held scoreless at the end. And I was like, yeah, Seton Hall beat Georgetown 51-47. So, there wasn't a lot of points right there. And right now, Seton Hall is 19-9, 9-8 in the Big East. St. John's is first. Of course, you can't see what St. John's is doing here and St. John's who did they beat yesterday? They beat Creighton, and they have their first. What did I see? Since 1985, their longest win streak since 1985, which is crazy, crazy. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, claims Wonder Woman Goo claims 6 Olympic medal. I guess I missed that. I saw that. Yes, what did I see? Dylan Brooks is out with a broken hand, but St. John's is playing. I think how many wins do they have in a row? St. John's has. Yeah, that's what I was trying to look at. It's the most since '85. St. John's basketball. Yeah, God damn, everything's slow as shit today, man. It's like slow as shit. I can't get it to type in. It drives me. Yeah, I don't care about JD. Oh my God, can you move a little slower? That's why I was trying to find St. John's win streak, and of course it's not going to let me do that. But you gotta love how slow this is. Everything working on this. So yeah, so I want to do a quick show today. Michigan is at her class, and I was trying to find out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can't get my phone to work at any sort of level, and I can't get it. And I was trying to see. I think that's 13 in a row for St. John's. Yeah, 13th straight win. It's most since '85. So they're having a phenomenal season. And we'll see. That's going to be a good Big East tournament. I think Barnes is going to that. Barnes is going to spring training. We'll see how that goes. Oh, Rob got us tickets April 21st, $10 Met tickets. I was pretty psyched about it. So we're going to go see the Mets play the Twins. And then I want to talk about Rondale Moore because I put something up. I said I've dealt with depression my whole life. I tried to commit suicide. And Rondale Moore, 25, self-inflicted gunshot wound at 25. He tore his knee before training camp and was rehabbing away from the team. And I guess I'm not going to put, but to be that low and then to 25 years old, he came in with such promise, but he kept getting injured in the pros. He was dynamic, a playmaker at Purdue. In the pros, it never really translated. But whatever that is, it doesn't matter. I just was like, I was devastated. I didn't sleep well last night. I really was thinking about him. I'm like 25 years old. He didn't feel he had anybody he could talk to. And mental health is such a serious thing that, sometimes you feel like there's nobody that can help you. When I was living in the city, I had an ex and I was going through a rough time. My buddy Lanker called my parents and said, "Listen, I think JD's suicidal." And I went to a therapist, Dr. Ahola, who I still go to, and she changed. We got me on medication and everything. It took a while, but I really thought about jumping out the window one day. I really did. I was on the 8th floor or something, and I was just feeling like, what am I doing with my life? And he was there for me. And, you appreciate that. And I feel that Rondale Moore never had that person that he really feel he could confide in and someone there to really help him. I mean, it's too young, too fucking 25, man. And everybody put this, stuff about him, but, it keeps happening and we keep losing people to suicide and everything, and they're not getting the help they need. And that's not a good thing. Yeah. So I saw that. It upset me a lot. And yeah. So I saw that and I was like, oof. So yeah, I want to talk a little about that. Ben, my buddy Ben in South Carolina. Where the hell's he? Where the hell's he in South Carolina? He sent me something. I was like, that's awesome. Michigan had on I'm not going to show this. She'll kill me if I do, but she had on her USA jersey today. How about this? From 1915 through 1935, this is from baseball's greatest. Babe Ruth had more home runs, 714, than the entire Boston Red Sox team, 712. Sumter. They're from Sumter, South Carolina. So he had more home runs than the Boston Red Sox as a team. The mind-boggling part of this stat is that 43 of the 712 home runs hit by the Boston Red Sox belonged to Babe. So of the 712, 43 were when Babe was with the team. So he out-hit the Red Sox as a franchise. Thank you for that. That's a crazy stat. Yeah. How about Layla Edwards and Sarah Nurse competing against each other? The first African American to play on the U.S. team. I gotta watch Ice Queens on the ESPN app. How about Tommy Beer? In 57 minutes, they've played together since Jose Alvarado was traded to New York. The two-man lineup of Alvarado and Cat have posted a net rating of 30 plus 33.3. An offensive rating of 136 and a defensive rating of 102.6. It's the highest two-man net rating on the team over the last 5 games. Alvarado had 5 steals last night. Yeah. He is the steal king. That was awesome. Loved it. And then yesterday I was watching 40-year-old from the Netherlands, and his name I can't see right here. Jorent. I gotta find in the men's mass start speed skating. The 40-year-old just took off and nobody caught him. Men's mass start speed skating. Yes. And of course, it'll take 4 hours for it to come through. 40 years old, this guy, and he just took off and nobody caught him. And of course, it's not. This is driving me crazy. I can't. I don't know what's going on with my phone. I can't get it to work. It's not. It shouldn't be this hard to men's mass start. Oh my God. It's like it's start speed skating final. Yeah, his name is Bergsma. So he finished and Jordan Stoltz finished fourth in the men, but they go on and it's kind of slow, and then there's laps where you get points, and he just Bergsma never slowed it down. So he won the men's, and the women's, where in her last ever race, of course it's no mass start. Oh, Mia Manganello, in her last ever Olympics, she became the first American man or woman to win an Olympic mass start medal at 36 years, also the oldest American to earn a skating medal. The Netherlands swept both the men's and women's mass start gold medals at the 26th game. Jorrit Bergsma winning the men's event just 30 minutes before Groenewald's victory. It was introduced in 2018, a similar format called North American Rules, racing in heats of 6. Was briefly used as a demonstration format in 19. It was pretty cool to watch. So I was watching that. Today's the final of the bobsled. I was watching the women just finished out of a medal. Or no, did they? Yes, they did. Yeah, I was watching some of that yesterday. It was a lot of fun. The Olympics have been a lot of fun. I've been talking to Rob about it a lot, and I'm excited. I love that Tony's. I love that we all watched it. That we're all watching the hockey today, and on the anniversary of Miracle on Ice is just phenomenal. Just it's so cool, So I was like, that's great. And then what did I see here? Cowboys gave Javonte Williams deal worth 3-year deal, $16 million guaranteed, worth $24 million, including $6 million signing bonus. He had signed a 1-year, $3 million this past offseason to play with them. He had over 1,200 yards, the most yards by a running back since Zeke had a 1,357 in 2019. He also caught 35 passes for 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. He ran for what did he do also? Set career highs in rushing yards, carries, touchdowns, 1,201 yards, ninth most in the NFL. I'm happy for him, dude. He turns 26, 11 rushing touchdowns, 13 total. Yeah, so good for him, man. And he missed most of the 2022 season after tearing his ACL and LCL in his right knee. So good for him. Get paid, get that money, and move on from there. Yeah, Cowboy. He had a great year last year. I thought whenever they needed a big rush, he got one. WNBA, I guess they give apartments to the players. I guess we'll see what happens there. Yeah. Finland beat Slovakia 6-1. Finns now have 4 bronze and 1 silver. Also have a 2022 gold. Oh, I saw this also. Canada, first silver since 94 in Lillehammer. UNC beat Syracuse 77-64. Varsar had 19 points. They're 21-6. I think I saw them. They're going to be a 6 seed. Rutgers sucks. They lost by 19. Rutgers just sucks. And Arizona upset Houston on the road. Duke is now probably going to jump. Michigan will fall down a little bit, but that shit happens. Yeah. How about this? Johan, I gotta show you this one. Why is this not working? Oh my God. I hate when my phone does crazy shit. So Johan Dahl, and I'm gonna butcher his last name, Skevdal of Norway, was the only biathlete that hit all 20 of his targets in the 15-kilometer mass start race Friday and skied his way to gold. Norway's 17th gold medal of the games, breaking the record for most gold medals won by a nation in a single Olympics. Is that crazy? They had set the record in 2022, Beijing, with 16 gold medals. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable. 5th, his teammate only missed when they finished. I mean, the medals these guys won was out of control, dude. I was like, yeah, breaking most medals in one games. How about this? China's Zhu Mengato and the woman and her they're a couple, and her boyfriend Wang Zindi both won aerial gold at the Winter Olympics. How about that? A couple won gold, which is just crazy to me. I thought that was awesome. We were going through Big Bang episodes we loved, and which ones we'd watch. And there's one where they play Dungeons and Dragons. How about this? World Juniors fight to the finish. This is Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. Look how young they are, dude. Yeah, Austin, you look a lot better without a mustache. Wrecking Crew. Yes, we watched that. If you haven't seen it, very good. We might watch The Night Agent. So that's another one we said we're going to watch. Audio's out. You can't hear me? Is it out? What's going on? No, I hope not. Is it out? You can't hear me? That's not good. Is it out? Hello. Oh, that's not good. What's going on? No, I haven't heard anything that it's out. Let me check something real quick. Let me check. What happened there, dude? Yeah. Maybe it was on your end. Got me all nervous because I am plugged in, my man. Yes. Yes. All right. What else did I have here today? I didn't think I was going to do a show, but after they won, I had to. Okay. Tony, that's all. Tony, don't get me nervous like that. I have everything here. Yeah. Whew. Tony, you can hear me. All right, what else did I have here? Oh, Fox Sports delivered 7.489 million viewers for Sunday's Daytona 500, an 11% jump over 2025. Outscored every non-prime Winter Olympics window on broadcast and cable. Topped all broadcast and the cable networks in viewership during the race from 2:15 to 5:45. And MJ is now Brad Daugherty, both teammates at UNC, both are Daytona 500 winners. Congrats. Thanks, Fox Sports PR, for that one. I know everybody's excited about that. And Drew Doughty said, it's gold or nothing for us. He said, what do you think about the gold medal game? It means the world to me. It means the absolute world to me. Well, I guess it's gold or nothing. So, in other words, it's nothing. Thank you for that one. Joey Aguilar, injunction for another year, denied by a local judge. He'll turn pro, enter the combine. Tennessee will have a new starting quarterback for the 5th straight year, which is just crazy. That's ludicrous. And I'm not talking about the band Ludacris. That's ludicrous. That is ludicrous. Yeah, I got some good. Yeah, Dan Fournier, great guy. Really good show. The helmets still. I mean, these helmets are. Tony, I don't know if you saw these helmets. He made all these USFL helmets. He got from old helmets, and it's all his signed jerseys behind him. Really cool guy. Really cool guy. Yeah, we talked about WHA teams. I'm trying to find. Yes. Yeah, Arkansas. Did you see that game the other night? Arkansas versus Bama went to overtime. How about this? Arkansas is the only D1 team in the last 30 years to score 115 plus points with fewer than 10 turnovers, but still lose. Division I teams have been 247-0 over that span when doing that in the game. 247-0. They had 115 plus points with fewer than 10 turnovers against Bama and still lost. And this is crazy. Wednesday marked the only time in the last 30 years 4 different D1 freshmen scored 35 plus points in the same day. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Tone. Darius Atcuff Jr. for Arkansas at 49. Andre Mills at 39 for Maryland. AJ Dibansa from BYU at 35, and Joel Foxwell from Portland at 35. All four freshmen with their teams lost their games. Is that crazy? I thought that was crazy. Jokic leads the NBA with 20 triple-doubles this season. His 3rd time having 20-plus triple-doubles prior to the All-Star break. That is the most such seasons in NBA history. 20 triple-doubles before the All-Star break. Oh, in NBA history, no player has finished a season with 25-plus points per game, 5-plus rebounds, 9-plus assists, and a 750-plus win percentage in games played. Cade Cunningham is currently doing that for the Pistons in 25-26. So the Knicks have been swept by the Pistons this year, which is no bueno. Yes. And check this out. I had this from the game. We talked to Dan. Let's see if I know I have some notes here. Trying to find my notes. Pistons 3-0 versus the Knicks. Point differential plus 84. Crazy, right? I've been trying to get one guy I want to get on the show, and I haven't. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, the NCAA grants Montana linebacker Solomon uh, Tuliaupupu ninth year of eligibility. Ninth year. Yeah, and the women had hit. Well, they did. That was crazy. They had 5 shutouts in a row. They yeah, 37 and 4 Canada in the Olympics. Now the 37 and well, actually before that. So wait, they played, but their 5 losses in the Olympics have all been to USA. 2 in gold medal games. Crazy. That's just crazy. That they're 5 losses. And yeah, so Montana linebacker. That's what I was trying to figure out. How do you get a 5th year of eligibility? Yeah. After beginning his career at USC in 2018, he's turning 26 in March. He's completing his 2nd year at Montana. He missed his full USC undergraduate season due to 2 injuries that required foot surgery, affecting his knee in 2020, foot in 2018. It was only the linebacker's 2nd full season and 3rd with game activity during his 1st season in Montana, where he was selected 9th overall. Oh, 9th overall. He made his first appearance on the field as a redshirt senior in 2022, playing all 14 games with a quarterback hurry, 10 tackles, including 3 for loss. 2023 missed for another injury. Played 7 games for the Trojans before his season was cut short due to illness in 24. And when he concluded his time at USC in 2024, he went to Montana. Crazy. All right. So I guess some guys get a lot of extra time in college. Yeah. Canada they beat them 5-0 in the preliminary round. They'd never been shut out in 41 Olympic games before the U.S. beat them 5-0. And it was USA's first 3-0 in over Canada. They said in a game since 1998 they went 7-4. How about this? Bill Self at home on Big Monday, 39-0. 39-0. That's crazy. And what did I see? Okay, so I read that only 25 men had won gold medals for the Olympic hockey team. And now they said, yeah, another 37, but only 25 men had won gold for the U.S. And I said, that's it? 25? That seemed like not a lot. It seemed like there was 25 on the last team. And they were going to get 37 more added to that. So that's what Mike Tirico said. Yeah. Now, I could talk about the Super Bowl. It's over. I actually didn't do a show. And all I have to say is Sam Darnold never stopped believing in himself. And Drake May, everybody's saying he's a bust. How are you a bust and Will Campbell a bust when this team got to the Super Bowl? And they said, oh, the only reason they got is because Bo Nix was out. I said, you still have to play the games. And no matter what happened in that playoff game and in the AFC Championship game, they still won. They did not have a great postseason. I think they only scored a total of 54 points in the whole postseason, which is for 4 games is, well, no, 3 games, right? No, 4 games. Yeah, they beat, so the Patriots in the playoffs, they won, yes, they scored 16-3 over the Chargers, then 28-16, so we're up to 54. I'm sorry. They scored 67 points in the whole playoffs. Yeah, right? Super Bowl was what? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I was. Yes. Yeah, that was great. Aaron, it was awesome. Yes. So, and great game. And Kenny Walker the third is a free agent. I mean, and Sam Darnold's a freaking Super Bowl champion. Think about that. Think about that. That just blows my mind. Yeah. That defense had 6 sacks. They took one away because they called it a interception. He stripped it out. That was a sack. Come on, let's be honest there. That was 29-13. It was never really that close. And no team has come back in a Super Bowl if they're shut out in the first half. It was 9-0 at the half, 12-0 going, and your kicker Myers gets a Super Bowl record 5 field goals. I mean, they really didn't put the ball in the end zone. So, but yeah, crazy, right? Yeah, Super Bowl. That's crazy. This just unbelievable. And UNC won, as I said to all of you. Yeah. How about Benedict Mathurin scored 38 points off the bench on Friday for the Clippers, in his first home game with the Clippers. That's the most points by a reserve in his first home game with a team in NBA history. You know what's also go downhill is the NBA All-Star Weekend. I'll be honest with you. The three-point competition is fun, but they did this stupid team competition where you're shooting balls and then have to shoot from half court at the end, and the dunk contest has gone out of it. I couldn't even watch the All-Star game. I know it was World versus USA, and they said they played harder because Wemby said play harder, and they say even Durant brought up we don't really play that hard. They used to play hard, man. Teams they took pride. They want the East. East wanted to be West. West wanted to be East. It meant something, and it's kind of gone out the shitter now. It really has. Yeah, and UNC had their largest. I just say that the largest victory over North Carolina since '62, 82-58. It was ugly. It was ugly. 82-55. I'm sorry, that was ugly the other night. So we'll see what happens. But they have to get back Caleb Wilson. I mean, they have to. Yeah. How about Alyssa Liu wins gold in women's figure skating? First American woman to win gold since 2002. She gave up skating for a couple of years. And then said, you know what? I'm going to get back into it. That was beautiful to watch. Yeah, we've been watching a lot of Olympics. Yeah. Taylor Heisey. I love Taylor Heisey that she said Spurs are 2.5 games behind the Thunder for the first seed. This was on Thursday. Thunder, they beat the Nets last night, 18-13 since December 13th. And have the second toughest schedule remaining. Spurs are 21-9 since December 13th and have the 12th toughest schedule remaining. So let me, I was going to look at the NBA standings because, as I said, talked to James yesterday, the Knicks are, for lack of a better word, soft. They are a little soft. I will say they're a little soft. So Detroit is 6 games up on Boston, 42-13, 7 up on the Knicks. And right now, the top 6 are Detroit, Boston, New York, Cleveland, Toronto, Philadelphia, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, and Charlotte is in a playoff spot right now, which I'm very happy about. OKC's 2.5 up on the when they win their first 20-something games. Yeah, they've been playing shit basketball. 43-14. San Antonio's 2.5 back. Denver, Houston, Lakers, Minnesota, Phoenix, Golden State, Clippers, and Portland. They said they're going to try to stop teams from tanking. And they said, actually, Barkley said something good about maybe take away protected draft picks, stuff like that. I think they should do something because the tanking pisses me off. I know Philly did it for a long time and they still don't win a championship when they did all that stuff. So now Wrexham won 5-3 over Ipswich. Yeah, Wrexham is now 6th in the. So I need to know championship. Championship. How many teams? Championship. Advance. Championship. Promotions. Promotion. Oh, okay. Promotion and relegation. Here we go. Okay, that's what I was trying to see. The top 2 teams to earn promotion, which finishes in the 2026 EFL Championship season. The top 2 teams are automatic promotion to the Premier League, while teams 3 through 6 enter playoffs for a third promotion spot. The bottom 3 teams, 22 to 24, are relegated to EFL League One. As of late February, the promotion race is heating up with teams like Coventry City and Wrexham in contention. So right now, Wrexham is 6th, which means that they would. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So they would have a shot and they just beat Ipswich. They would have a shot to be in the promotion. Wow, 3 through 6. One gets more. Yes. So I'm always watching to see what Wrexham is doing because I'm always trying to see how they're playing and everything. So I'm like, well, that's pretty good. That's exciting for all of us. We like them playing good football. Yeah. So Spurs, we talked about that. What else do I have here? How about this? Carolyn Harvey, take a bow. In 25-26, she made the Olympic women's all-star team, best defender, best plus-minus, gold medal, most assists with 7, most points for the women with 9, most points by a defenseman 9, and the most valuable player, Caroline Harvey. Take a bow. Take a bow. I loved watching them play. How about this from Sean Grande? 43% of the games Al Horford has played against the Celtics, 20-47, have been playoff games. The Celtics played Atlanta 3 times, 2008, 12, and 16 when he was there, plus Celtics Sixers in the 2020 bubble. Most playoff games versus Boston. Wilt with 49, LeBron and Hal Greer with 41. I thought that was kind of interesting. That was kind of interesting. Yeah, New Edition got no money when they the first album, $500 between the five of them. Now this is going into Thursday. Cat has 49 offensive fouls this season. He's on pace for 72. That would be tied for the highest in the NBA since Eddie Curry. Remember Eddie Curry, former Knick? Since Eddie Curry's 92 in 2006, 2007, 49 already matches his total from last year. Thank you, James Edwards III. And Hillary Knight now has the most goals in Olympic hockey history with 15. And yeah, she's got engaged. Now, do you agree with Paul Hempakidis? The NCAA tournament field should include 112 teams, the top 16 of which receive a first round bye. First round is 96 teams. Second, 24 games Tuesday, 24 Wednesday. That seems like a lot of games. Round of 64, 16 games Thursday, 16 games Friday. Round of 32, 8 games Saturday, 8 games Sunday, and 96 games in 6 days. That's a lot of basketball. I think that's way too much. They said that they want to, get more teams in, and they're not going to expand it, but they might next year to like 70. They have 68 now, 72, 76, because they said there's more teams. There's actually more teams playing now, and they don't even have 20% of the teams that are in the tournament, which isn't fair. So they need to increase. I'm okay, but 112 seems like a lot. But knowing sports, and CBS owns the package, and they're not gonna pay more money because there's more games. They paid for a tournament. You add more games, that's on you. That's not on us. I agree with them. That's not us. How about this? The first 6 American players to ever win 2 gold medals in hockey. Golds in 2018 and 26. Thank you, BR Open Ice. Last year, Nyjah became, what's it, Carrington? Is that her name? Nyjah became the first softball player to sign an NIL deal worth $1 million with Texas Tech. They lost in the final. She continues to make history with her first own player-exclusive cleat, which she debuted the other day. What's her name? Nyjah. I think it's Nyjah Carrington, right? Nyjah Kennedy. Yes, Texas Tech 2025 Softball World Series. Softball. Yes, here we go. Which I went to. Longhorns. I went there with Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they said yes. That's what they said. Recommendation in 2023 by the D1 Transformation Committee. They said the NCAA postseason championship would include at least 25% of the team. 68 teams makes it less than 20%, a shrinking number as D1 continues to grow. So it's got to be bigger. And I'm okay with it. Yes. 72, 76. It's been 68 since 2011. It grew to 64 in 1985. The women's expanded to 16 in 2022. It's going to expand. But I guess we'll see. Yes. There'll be anti-tanking rules by Adam Silver for next season. Stakeholders have intensified this dialogue about combating tanking, which I agree with. Tanking sucks. It's not good for the sport. Anti-tanking. Yeah, right. Do you think baseball is the hardest sport to play? That's why. Is baseball the hardest sport to play? Jordan couldn't do it. Danny Ainge couldn't do it. I saw Bo Jackson on Michigan sent me today. So, who the hell was it? Who was the Giambi had a gold thong when he went into a slump, and when he was the Yankees, he gave it guys to use, and Jeter wouldn't confess that he used it, but he'd been 0 for 32. He used it, and he had a home run. And Bo Jackson said he was in a slump. He went into the fridge in the locker room, pounded a beer, went up and crushed one, and then they brought beers, they said, you drink a beer every time before you come up. And Aaron sent me a cool thing about the brotherhood. He said a brother from another mother, Ken Griffey Jr., about Jay Buhner. He said we wore cowboy boots, big belt buckle, and loved country music, but we were brothers from another mother. I thought it was awesome. But yeah, I would agree with Bryce Harper. It is the hardest. Here's Geller's winning goal. I thought that was awesome. That was an awesome picture. I can't take credit for that. I think it was Ewing who posted it. So yeah, Women's Hockey USA versus Canada. This is crazy. 2026 preliminary round. USA won. Last 7 meetings, USA has won all 8. Now they won 8 straight, and they've outscored them 37-12. They beat them in the 2025 preliminary round in the IIHF Women's preliminary round, then beat them in the gold medal game, then beat them in the rivalry series 4 games in a row, and beat them twice in the Olympics. So they have their number right now. How about this? Cottage Grove and St. Paul under 12 girls in Minnesota played through 12 overtime periods after the score was tied 1-1. They had to change the rules to incorporate a shootout where Cottage Grove took home the long-awaited win. And I think the winning goalie had over 100 shots. I mean, they had to play over 3 days because they had to keep playing. Yeah. Yeah, and they said Czechia had 6 men on the ice. Oh, how about this? What was the first Super Bowl not held in Los Angeles, Miami, or New Orleans? Do you know the first Super Bowl that was held? I'm gonna have to use this one. The first Super Bowl that was not held in Miami, Los Angeles, or New Orleans. Do you know where was the city where it was held? Can someone tell me? Yeah. Yeah. Do you know? Do you know? So yes, that was my trivia question for right now. Yeah, I got to read the new book. Yeah, how about this? 13 in a row for St. John's. Love that. I'm gonna get rid of all these. These are old pictures. Yeah, I was gonna buy a new Wade Fest. Michigan would kill me if I got a new Wade Fest. Making Coco the Grant Fuhr story, which I would like to watch. I think it's on. I got to find out where it is. Darrell Green at 66. Already, he ran a 4.2 at age 40. He was showing players how to do drills as a. His footwork is still amazing at 66. He looks like he can still fucking play. I mean, his footwork is amazing. How about the Greenville social media admin is also their emergency goalie and had to stop posting mid-game to sit on the bench. Matt Caldwell went from live tweeting to sitting on the bench dress. I'm going to try to get him on a future game. Yeah, I use this as a trivia question. Yes. Yes, I think I used that as a trivia question. I was trying to find my. Yeah, okay, what else? Yeah, so Carano, who had and Rousey, who's had they're supposed to fight on May 16th in a comeback fight, but Rousey said she has 39, has not fought since 2016, and Carano, who'll be 44 on fight night, last competed in 2009, and they're doing major health mock-ups on them because Rousey said she in her book memoir Our Fight, she had a long history of concussion dating back to her time in judo, in which she won a bronze medal in the 2008 Olympics. She said she kept it hidden from the UFC and regulators because it would literally put a target on my head, and I might not have been allowed to compete any farther. Yes, so they're gonna have to do a lot of medical work, but we'll watch it. I mean, Tyson's fighting, and Money Mayweather is coming out of retirement. He said, I don't know who's gonna fight Mayweather, but yeah, I mean, I'll watch the Carano fight. I like it better on Strickland. Kicked that guy's ass last night. Beat the shit out of him. Yeah, and Allen is selling all the money's going to charity, selling the Seahawks, which is crazy. Yeah, and Rice got a civil suit against him, douchebag. I mean, he can't say it. And so Lanker's biological dad played in the Atlantic Coast Football League, which Dan did not know about. It was a minor league that operated from 62 to 73. Until 1969, many of its franchises had working agreements with the NFL and American Football League to serve as farm clubs. The league paid a base salary of $100 per game and had 36 players each. So I wish I had met him because I wanted to talk about them. And all the regular jobs they had for these USA Olympic athletes. Curler Rich, what's his name? Ruhonen, personal injury attorney. Skeleton athlete Dan Barefoot, a landscape architect. Biathlete Sean Doherty, a carpentry and masonry specialist. Alpine skier Paula Molzan is a whitewater rafting guide. Freestyle skier Derek Kruger is a fly fishing guide. Speed skater Clayton DiClemente is a concession stand worker. Curler Corey Thies. Did they get they were up for I think they lost again. They were up for a bronze in the curling. She's a lab technician. Maple syrup salesman is alpine skier Ryan Cochran Siegel. And window washer is snowboarder Cody White. Barista is alpine skier Keely Cashman. Army Sergeant is bobsledder Frank Del Duca, who finished fourth. That was good to watch. How about this? Navy, Sean Paul said, Navy has won the Patriot League season title with 3 games left. Utter dominance from start to finish for the midshipmen in John Perry's first season. They're 22-6, 14-1 in the Patriot League. Austin Benigni and Aiden Kehoe, one of the best duos in mid-major basketball. Good, nice going Navy basketball. Who has the most wins against top 10 opponents since 2020? Who has the most wins versus top 20 opponents since 2020? That's another trivia question for today. We'll discuss that later. Yes. How about this? Nikhil Elaine and Emma Gatcliffe became the first alpine skiers to compete at the Winter Olympics for Trinidad and Tobago. And I like skimo. I kind of liked it. It was short races, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Also, this is crazy. Ticketing, this is from Just Women's Sports. LSU women's tickets sell for more, $77 than the men for $16. That's crazy. South Carolina Gamecocks, the women 51, the men for 18. The Oklahoma Sooners women 50, the men 35. And what's the other? That's to be UConn. Iowa women 53, men 50. That's crazy, right? Wow. How about this? LeBron James had triple doubles by team, 64 with the Cavs, 50 for the Lakers. Only player to have more than 50 plus on multiple teams. That's LeBron. He does flop a lot, though. And what did I see here? Michaela Schifrin won 57 of 71 races when leading after run 1. She won a gold in the slalom, which was cool. She won by a second and a half, which is crazy. And they're saying how her career, they go as after. How about J.D. Toppin, knee injury, out for the year, made $4 million at Texas Tech this year. He's the only player in D1 averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds per game this season. He finishes one of 5 players to do it in a season in Big 12 history, joining Blake Griffith in 2008-2009, Michael Beasley in 2007-8 season, Kevin Durant in 2006-7, and Wayne Simeon, who at Kansas, Wayne Simeon never had the career. You know what? I need to look that up because I remember Wayne Simeon did not have the NBA career. I think he was in and out. Wayne Simeon. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I think he's 42. He's the current associate athletic director of engagement at yeah. He was drafted 29th overall in 2005. He played 2005 to 2009. Wayne, I remember him. He didn't do shit. He has 51 games. He averaged 3 points, 2 rebounds. Now, for a guy with those stats, he should have been better, I felt. Yeah. He did not yet. He played 2 years in the NBA, 51 total games. It doesn't always translate. It doesn't always translate. Yeah, and I thought that Strickland, he did talk better about Hernandez after the fight, but the ice shit, because Hernandez, I thought that was classless. I really did. I thought Strickland be better. He also made fun of gay people. I was like, dude, yeah. He said some dumb shit. Yeah, he said, the shit doesn't faze me. It's fucked up. Yeah, he said, yeah. He put a racist post directed at Hernandez, depicting himself as an ICE agent, and Hernandez in stereotypical Mexican garb, including a sombrero and poncho. It's just not called for. And then he said he's a better man than I ever was and all this. And I was like, dude, you just don't have to be a douche. And Strickland always just no filter. No fucking filter. How about this? Texas assistance is here from David Eckhart. Muschamp, the defensive coordinator, is getting 2.7. Flood is Flood on Texas. What is his job? Is he the offensive coordinator? Flood, Texas football. Yeah, Flood. Kyle Flood. So Kyle Flood is the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. He's making 1.525. Banks is making 1.2. 1.2. The lowest paid guy here is $325,000. I'm talking about 4.2, 5.3, 6.5, 7, 9, 10, almost $11, $12 million in coaches' salaries. Hey, get the job. Go for it. That's what I have to say. Yeah, Carolyn Harvey, 2 goals and 6 assists. Oh, so 2. Oh, Harvey was dating a player in Canada. Oh, Hillary Knight got engaged to the speed skater. that her and Dylan Watts have broken up. That's what's supposedly the thing. Okay. Yeah. So, but that was kind of funny. I was going to talk about it. I don't really care. That stuff, that's kind of ridiculous, but funny to me. How about Western Michigan gymnastics coach Penny Jernigan becoming the all-time wins leader in program history? Congrats to her, man. Oh yeah, yeah. They said that UFL told they want to start the season earlier. He also says that he wants to focus on filling stadiums and enhancing community ties. I agree with that. I mean, you got to do it when fans are going to be there before it's over. I agree with that. That's something that has to be done. How about this? Northern Illinois head coach Thomas Hammock has accepted a job to become the next running back coach, senior offensive assistant for the Seattle Seahawks. He's expected to become the NFL's highest paid running back coach and chose Seattle amid multiple. So he's leaving college. How about that? With the NIL transfer portal, he was a head coach at NIL at Northern Illinois and decided I'd rather go coach in the pros. Crazy, right? Right. USA Hockey. Love it. Yeah, Toppin. That's a big loss for them. He was having a very good season. They did win yesterday. They blew out, so they won yesterday. 21 points, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 20 points and 8 rebounds when he left the game against Arizona State. It was his 15th 20-point game of the season. I guess that's going to be it. Torn ACL, reigning Big 12 Player of the Year. That sucks. Zach Levine is currently undergoing season-ending surgery to repair a tendon injury in his hand. They also lost Sabonis, also is going to lose the season. Yeah. Yeah, Sabonis meniscus surgery. So they lost him. Yeah, they had 6 players on ice. They said Czechia. So a picture of that. How about Chris Bryant? He has a lumbar degenerative disc disease. Check this out. Rob sent me this, HED. If he's done, he said he will end up playing 170 of possible 1,134 games, 15% on his 7-year, $182 million contract, producing a minus 1.6 WAR. Jesus, that is bad, dude. That is terrible. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Dutch have won all 4 individual short track golds at these games. Prior, 3 gold medals all time. Short track, 4 gold medals. Long track, 2 gold medals. Netherlands was kicking ass and taking names. Oh, and so you ever wonder why the number 10 is used by African American quarterbacks? This was Troy Dickey pulled it. I had Eldridge Dickey. I talked about. He was a first-round draft pick at a Tennessee State, 68 for the Raiders. They drafted Stabler. They turned Dickey into a wide receiver, and he had a very short NFL career, which I heard he was pissed about. So I'm trying to get someone who knew Eldridge Dickey to come on. So his son posted this in 2015. He goes, why they wore number 10, why spatting your shoes with all white tape came from. Well, the number 10 was started by my pops, Eldridge Dickey, in honor of his abilities and accomplishments on the field. The African-American youth that followed in the position of quarterback will continue to pay tribute to the pioneer that paved the way for what we see today. During his era the African-American athletes were not allowed to wear white shoes. As a protest against such stupidity, Eldridge, Prayer Dickey, and Nolan Supernat Smith put white tape around their shoes. This was how spatting was introduced to football. Happy birthday, Pop. You are missed, but the spirit of Dickey lives on. Sad. I've reached out to numerous people. No one's got back to me. I'm going to keep trying. Adriana Fontana, 14 career medals, Olympic medals, second most all time in Winter Olympic. Yeah, she's awesome. That was fun to watch. That was a lot of fun to watch. All right, Michigan is coming home. Did I miss anything else today? Yeah, I think we've done enough. Yeah, Team USA hadn't beaten Sweden since 1960. That's over with. So, fuck Sweden. Oh, and this is great from BetMGM. Chloe Kim's career. 2018 gold medal, 2022 gold medal, 2025 start date of Myles Garrett, 2026 silver medal. Browns are cursed in every sport. Thought that was funny. I thought that was funny. Yeah, They're still Michaela Schifrin. 3 career gold medals, 4 career Olympic medals, 71 World Cup slalom wins, most all time. 4th American to win 3+ Winter Olympic gold medals. Bonnie Blair, Eric Heiden, and Shaun White. That is elite company. Yes. Yeah, how about this? Figure skating coach Benoit Richard, who is managing 16 skaters from 13 countries at the Winter Olympics, changes his outfits constantly to match his athletes. That's crazy. All right, did we miss anything here? No. Saints, Jeff Ireland, GM, accepted the first ever Best Draft Award of 2018. Yeah, great for them. Oh, this is going to be bad. How much snow are we getting? Oh my God. Blizzard warning 18 to 24 plus inches. Yeah, that's crazy, folks. Yeah, crazy. Right. Listen, USA Hockey, it was awesome. Thanks, HEJ. I saw you here. Tony, did I miss anybody else? Maybe Rhonda was here. Tommy wasn't here yet. I saw HEJ and Tony. That's what I saw. All right, guys, love you. I did some trivia questions. You didn't really answer them, but I have them for next show. And thanks for listening. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Anything on today? I said Lakers, Rangers don't play till Thursday. Women's basketball, closing ceremonies, and yeah. Mets Yankees at 105 MLB TV. I don't really care about that. I'm not going to watch that. Yeah. Oh, Knicks Bulls. Oh, Knicks at Bulls tonight, 8:00. Louisville is at UNC on Monday. That's a big game for UNC. Flyers host Ranger on Thursday. Michigan's playing Iowa in women's basketball. Pitt's playing UNC, 22 in the nation. Duke won. Fucking Duke. I hate Duke. And yeah, there's baseball. Seton Hall's getting blown out by George Mason 10-2. UFC last night. I only saw the closing fight. Oh, women's gold medal in curling. Sweden beat Switzerland 6-5. All right. Oh, all right. Oh, and I just saw one of the bobsled, so it wasn't up. And I just saw up, and I saw that, and yeah. Yeah, Eileen Gu, someone announced her, at Silvers, when she only won Silvers and she laughed. That's the one thing I want to finish with. These athletes are coming here to compete. And sometimes things don't go your way. You have a bad Olympics. The quad god, he didn't place in the men's competition, in ice skating, figure skating. They're there. They're still the best. And we put so much pressure. It's like gold or nothing. Even if it finished fourth out of the Met, you're still the fourth best in the world. And sometimes it just happens, it's not your day, but you're there competing. And for me to sit there and bash them, it happens. Even the quad god has a bad day. And, Gu was saying, are you unhappy with silver? Are you kidding me? Like it's gold or nothing. I saw a woman yesterday. She won a bronze. It was like, the joy. Another woman had fell in short tracks speed skating. I got to find her name. The short track, what was her name? USA medals, short track. And she wrote something. I got to find her name. Short track, speed skating. Yeah. She got the first medal in short track since 2002. Stoddard becomes first woman to make Olympic short track podium since 2010 and she had ridden. Corrine Stoddard had written about how she'd fallen and she's a failure and everything. And everybody's like, "You're not a failure. You're at the games." And you fall. And then she ends up getting bronze. And it's all, you can't give up on yourself. And Norway is a system. They don't even let the kids pick a sport. They just have fun until 12, 13. And here the kids are specializing when they're like 8 years old and traveling and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. Just let them kids play sports. And instead of getting the 12 or 13, they're burned out. Give them time to play something and, find the stuff that they love to do. Don't push them into anything because I played and then make them, they do these tour, the traveling soccer, the traveling baseball, the traveling hockey and all this stuff. And they play for, and, it's got to be a grind. The woman who won the figure skating, she got burnt out. She walked away. And then she was, she was trying all this other stuff. She went hiking. She got the itch again. She goes, I'm going to train when I want to train and you're going to work for me. I'm not working for you. And she looked like she was having the time of her life in that Olympic, in the long program. Just was out there having the time of her freaking life. just happier than a pig in shit. And that's what we all should be. You know, be grateful. You know what? Even if the U.S. had lost today, no one was a loser today. That was a phenomenal hockey match. Phenomenal. They're all winners. And I know it's gold or nothing for Canada, but you know what? I'm not going to look at them. They played a great. They went against a phenomenal goalie who had the game played like a legend, a legend. And they outplayed the U.S. They couldn't put it in, and U.S. in overtime, bam, that was it. That's happened sometimes. USA women dominated the tournament and almost lost to Canada. You never know. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great day. Love you. Talk to you soon. Go USA.